Hello, my name is Steve Morris. I wrote a book called Do It Yourself, A History of Music in Medway, and I've spent some time lately talking to various musical luminaries from around Medway. Here's one, his name's Gary Robertson. Gary, you've got quite a long history of musical shenanigans in Medway, haven't you, going back to swinging time and stuff before that?
Yeah, swinging time was the first one.
How did your involvement in music start?
It's pretty much because Stuart, who's the guitarist in Swinging Time, had been in a punk band before Swinging Time.
Had a strange,
and
violent
his Violent Death.
Violent Death, that was it.
And I was best mates with his brother Andy at school, and we were always going around there, and seeing sort of Stu being in a band, and then when Swing Time started, Andy joined them, and it was like, oh, I want a bit of this action now. This one looks pretty good fun, and then it started. Yeah. They were going for quite a while as a three-piece, and then I joined.
So you
I did a few bits before that, but that was the first thing that was real sort of...
Oh, you were singing then, or...?
Just singing, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So when was that, what sort of years were we talking about?
85.
Yeah, okay.
That was... 84, 85, yeah. We were only sort of 18, 19, you know.
Yeah. So that's kind of the same time as the Dentists were starting out, I suppose. Yeah.
I think Mick from the Dentists had a very brief stint in Violent Death.
Okay, yeah. Because you'd grown up in the sort of the far east of Medway, hadn't you, I think?
We were sort of Raynham, Wigmore, Hempstead, that sort of way where not a lot was going on.
Because I remember when I talked to you when I was doing research for the book, you said you were completely unaware of, all the milkshakey prisoner type stuff, and it seemed a bit of a shock to the system when you did find out.
No, totally. I think that the first local gig we ever went to was I think it was the Prisoners, the Milkshakes and the Dentists at the Stanley Ballrooms.
Yeah.
We went down there and me and Andy were just sort of, blimey, it's brilliant that there was all this going on just down the road, but we've a bit baffled by it. Everyone thought it was the 60s again.
Because you, as memory serves, you were more into sort of Cabaret Voltaire and things like that, weren't you?
Well, I was into loads of things.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff. I was thinking today, what was the stuff that when the Love Family first started, the bands that we were probably into were that sort of slightly, bands like Chameleons and the Church and Psychedelic Furs were big sort of influences. So it was that sort of thing, really. And it didn't seem like there was much else in Medway that was like that. So.
Okay. So you'd have been around with the Swinging Time. You'd have been around for the sort of Medway Bands Co-op kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What was that like, being part of that?
Looking back on it now, I think Mark and Andy, they really tried hard. They tried to do a lot of stuff, and I think me and Stu and Andy just used to go down. They had meetings in the North Forelands pub, and I think we just used to go down there and take the piss out and get drunk. It was being no help whatsoever.
Okay. Did you make it onto a Blabbermouth album?
Yeah. There was, it's tape, wasn't it?
Tape,
yeah. The Swing Time definitely had a track on one of them. Was there two?
There were two, yeah. They were at least quite close to each other, about 6 months apart.
Okay.
I think.
Well, we were definitely on one of them.
Okay. Yeah. And then the thing that you do now is the Love Family, which has quite a long history. How did that come about?
Well, when I think it's Stuart who sort of decided to knock swing time on the head.
Yeah.
And, you know, sort of said, oh, come on, and he said, oh, I can't be bothered anymore. So, and I was obviously quite keen to, I was quite enjoying it, so I was quite keen to continue. And I think around that time I'd moved to Rochester by that time, so I sort of knew a lot more people that were in the sort of music scene in like other bands, so it's like, right, let's just get another band together.
Yeah.
And that would have been, that's probably about 88, 89, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Godsends,
Yeah.
which was sort of proto version of Love Family.
Yeah. Yeah. So how that went on for a fair bit, and then there was a very long hiatus until relatively recently, wasn't there?
Yeah, we did. People came and went. I think by about a year into it, there was only me and Mark, the original guitarist, who were sort of left out of the original lineup.
Yeah.
And Mark was in it pretty much all the way through. Paul came in when the original drummer left, and it's me and Paul now, basically. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we went on to about, I think it's about 1995, and again it was like it was a brick wall. We had no management, we had no real idea of how to get it any further. It was gone as far as we could, we thought. And,
there was a single of the week on Radio 1, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was. I'm trying to think when that was. I'm terrible with years. That's probably, I don't know, 92 or something. Capitalise on it. We didn't know us any money. Record companies certainly weren't knocking at the door, so we sort of played another couple of years of gigs and then packed up.
Okay. And then how did the sort of reunion happen?
It's when Dentists did those couple of reformation gigs. The Claim played with them, didn't they, in London, and the Claim couldn't do the Gillingham one, so they asked us, and it was like, well, we haven't actually really got a band. So we had a couple of conversations about it, a bit of a practice, and thought, well, yeah, we could probably do this, and we did, and it went all right. So sort of cracked on from there. Thought, well, if we can do this, we've got to write some new stuff. And here we are, still writing new stuff.
So there was Out of Reach, which you released in 2012, which was a large part of which was songs from.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. It's kind of, it's almost like, your first album being a compilation. It was all pretty much re-recordings of, I don't trying to think how many tracks are on it, 12 tracks, and I think about 8 of them had already been out, but obviously about 3 people.
So they were re-recorded, they weren't just
they were all re-recorded. We did them all in the one hit.
Yeah.
So things like Body, Soul, Heart, Mind, I think there's about 4 versions out there.
Okay. And then since then you've been releasing EPs and singles.
Yeah.
Your latest one's One to One.
Yep.
And prior to that was I can't read my own writing. Traces, Drone Attack.
Yeah, that was another new song that we'd done. It was a bit weird how that worked out, because we put an EP out,
Yeah.
and a friend of ours, Terry, had said he wanted to sort of get into, like, you know, doing remixes for bands.
Yeah.
And asked if we could have a track from the EP, and Rob, our producer, inadvertently then sent him all the threads for a track that hadn't even come out yet, which we'd only just finished recording, called Traces.
Yeah.
But what Terry came up with was it's so sort of like different to what we would have done. We thought, oh, we like this, let's put it out as a single.
Yeah.
A 30-minute sort of noise track.
Yeah, just a single long drone note.
So,
a few singles under it.
Stand on the right, you won't get in the way. Move to the left, you keep on moving that way. Keep communicating as best as you can. These days seem endless, can't work out a plan. I see traces, all the reminders, and the buildings, they don't look the same. I see traces, tiny fragments, 1,000.
Yeah, so the actual track Traces has still not been heard by anybody. That's still in the can, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only version that anyone's ever heard of it. Is Terry's 30-minute mix of it, which is incredibly different.
Well, are you planning on releasing the
Yeah,
original?
well, funnily enough, that's having already put out a compilation pretty much as our first album, we were going to put out a compilation for the second one as well.
Yeah, because there's a fair stack of stuff.
Because there's a lot of stuff, and again, it's a minuscule amount of people that have probably heard these things. So it'd be nice to sort of get them all together, and there's the new track Traces, and there's a sort of another version of it on the album, which is more sort of synthy, Traces 2.
Yeah.
And they were going to be the two new tracks. So there's now 3 versions of that track. I get confused. And then One to One came along, which we really liked. And we thought, oh, we'll record that, and that's not going to be on the album. So it's like,
It's not going to be on.
no, that's a real sort of standalone.
Okay.
Sort
It's
of
perfectly
track.
released, end of the summer. It's got a nice end of the summer.
We
vibe
did well
it.
to get it out just in time.
Yeah, yeah. Sort of. Well, a lot of your songs are about. It seems they're about sort of opportunities lost or whatever, and wanting things to be better, and that sounded.
One to One sort of about. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know have sort of. I know a lot of people that have sort of died recently, and it's kind of, it's a little bit about, it's about them, it's about, another chance. It's like I don't know, like Living Years or something with that tune.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a great song.
Another day in the sun. One more chance to talk to you. One
there was Fortune West. I'm not quite sure where it fits in chronologically.
It fits in. When did I say La Family packed up? That was about 95. Then I didn't really do anything. And Bob from the dentist, obviously the dentist had sort of were no more at that point. He'd done the Ascons with Mark and I can't really remember how it came around. I mean, I lived literally just round the corner from Bob at the time.
Yeah.
And said, why don't we write some stuff? And we did. And that was sort of 1999, I think, was pretty much about the time that we were going to about 2000. It was pretty short-lived.
And named after a Gillingham football player?
It was named after a Gillingham football player, yeah. It's.
Did Mr. Fortune West ever hear about this?
No idea. I really don't know. I would imagine if he did, he probably wouldn't have liked it very much. Like a Fortune West didn't look like a Fortune West man.
So why him? Just because his name, or he was a?
I don't know. You can never remember why you come up with band names. I mean, I love Family. We're stuck with that. And that's a dreadful name.
Because you preferred the God
I thought God
Sense
was all right, but the people who were in the original band decided it was a bit gothy.
Well, they're not in it anymore. You can change it.
That's what I mean. If you keep changing it, you sort of stuck with it. But Fortune West, I'm sure there are probably other things that we came out with that seemed to stick. And of course, Bob plays on the new single.
Okay.
Enough, he's the guitarist on it.
Yeah. That's good. You've also done stuff more recently promoting like Loop and Crook as sex sales or.
I tried to help out with the parade, which was the band, him and Jem and again we got as far as it would have been great to get it further. We got a single out and the album got recorded, and for myriad of reasons as always it didn't quite happen. I think it's now coming out. I think Sean, who runs Vasilando 67, I think, he's putting it out sort of retrospectively, so it'd be great for it to come out. But now, Matt and Willow are doing sex sales now, and I've had nothing to do with that. That's nothing to do with me. That's all their own. All their own work.
I've asked various people about sort of favourite local acts from around here. Who are some of your favourites?
Well, obviously, I thought they were great at the parade. I think Matt's a talented guy. Apart from that, it's pretty much I like the Dentist and I like the Claim and I like the Prisoners. I think if you go back to, I've seen the one of these that he did with Simon. I think if you pretty much
just copy and paste that.
Copy and paste what he said.
Okay.
About local bands, and you're pretty much there.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Well, that was a nice little rattle through your history musically. So there's going to be an album, a sort of a compilation of.
Yeah, we want that to happen, and we're sort of doing we're currently recording another EP as well, which I think me and Paul just want to kind of do ourselves. It's a bit slightly sort of lo-fi kind of vibe, just to see if we can do it without anybody else, which could well prove that we can't. But the songs sound good. It's sounding good so far. Yeah. Paul's in charge of that.
Okay.
He knows what he's doing. It'll be fine.
Excellent. So timescales, any idea of when we can?
Should have both of them, hopefully, before the end of the year.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean the album's done. It's just a matter of getting it out there on somehow.
Do we have a name for it?
Tracks.
Tracks.
Yeah. Quite simple.
Yeah.
Some tracks.
Some tracks. And any gigs lined up or anything like that? No?
It's a bit tricky when you're sort of making this quite expansive music and
Yeah,
there's only two of you.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll let you off.
At the moment,
Yeah.
no. If we can, it'd be nice to get a pickup band and maybe do a couple of gigs, but
Yeah.
it's not high on the
No.
agenda at the moment.
Okay. Well, look forward to hearing the new stuff
Thank you.
and revisiting the old stuff. Obviously, I was listening to the Traces track all the way from my home in Horling to here. I think I've got through it twice because it's that long. Yeah, so those songs, they're all available on iTunes and other musical platforms, aren't they?
Yeah, it's all there. It's all on Spotify if you want us to remain in poverty.
So, yeah, thanks very much for the chat.
No worries.
That's brilliant. Look forward to hearing more from you soon.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks. I'll be back again sometime talking to somebody else. Until then, goodbye.